From today's TMJ4, this is breaking news now.
And we're staying on top of breaking news out of Kenosha County this morning. A semi-crash causing big delays for your morning commute.
Let's get right to our Bridget Shanahan. She is there live now with the latest on what's happening. Bridget?
Well, you can see there's a semi-jackknife behind me. Crews have just now gotten it up right here on I-94 northbound. This is near Pleasant Prairie. Traffic is backed up for miles, you guys. This is not the way you want to come this morning. It's being diverted off the highway onto Highway 50 right now around this accident. Both lanes are closed this morning because of this. And this isn't the only accident in Kenosha County. There's another one about a mile up the road. Traffic appears to be running much better now in that direction. But both of these, no injuries involved in these accidents, but both of them caused by the snowy conditions out on the roads this morning. The Kenosha County Sheriff says the salt and the brine mixture is just not melting that snow that fell overnight. So as you head out the door this morning, things are a little bit slicker than normal. Even in terms of Wisconsin weather, the roads are not great this morning, despite, again, those plow trucks being out, those salt trucks being out. We've seen a ton of them out here this morning, but that's what's happening here in Kenosha County. Things are looking better, though, in Milwaukee County and Racine County and Waukesha County as well. I checked in with them. Live in Kenosha County, Bridget Shanahan, today's TMJ4.
All right, Bridget, thanks so much for that update, and good morning, everybody. Let's get a check of your weather now.
And over to Brian Goddard for that end of things.
And you can see that on the Marquette interchange where there was an accident earlier. Things are improving a little bit in the fact that the volumes are increasing and that tire friction creating a little bit more heat. So you're seeing a little bit more in the way of wet roads. As Bridget was mentioning, the salt and the brine just don't work this well, when temperatures are this cold. But now that we're getting increased volumes, that will help, at least on the freeway system. The temperature is only 1. The good news, the wind is only at 8 miles per hour, so wind chills not as cold as they were yesterday, but still well below 0. It is 2 in Waukesha. It's 10 below in Fond du Lac, where they had the clearing a little bit earlier in the overnight hours. Here are your wind chills: 13 below in Milwaukee, 19 below in Burlington, as well as Sheboygan, and 15 below in West Bend. Your day planner for today, 0 by 8 a.m. Plenty of sunshine today. That is not the issue. The issue today, highs only in the teens, warmer than yesterday, but winds anywhere from 15 to 20. We'll keep those wind chills 5 to 15 below, and the winds get very strong later this evening and overnight tonight and the next couple of days. Traffic-wise this morning, we are seeing a lot of yellow on the map. That is not basically because of congestion. It is because people are slowing down because of the snow-covered streets. Now, there are a few accidents, however, to report at this hour. There's an accident on 43 at 894 westbound at Loomis Road. You can see traffic is stop and go through that area. Also one on 4394 northbound at Beecher Street. That is causing some slowdowns as you go northbound into the Marquette interchange as well. And off to the west, very slow going, 41 northbound and southbound there as well around the Stadium interchange. Here are your times. From Good Hope to the Zoo is 10 minutes. Zoo to the Hale is at 5 minutes. And Moreland to Marquette taking 10 minutes at this hour. Just allow yourself some extra time because the roads are slick.
All right, good advice, Brian. Thanks so much.
And cold, but not so cold that people have called off school or delayed classes. Children around southeast Wisconsin bundling up for another chilly day.
And the buses are warming up to take many of those kids to school this morning. And our Jonah Kaplan continues our storm team coverage at a bus yard on Milwaukee's northwest side. Hi, Jonah.
Susan, not only are the buses warmed up, most of them are gone. They were here and they left at about 5:30 to 6 o'clock. What a difference a half hour makes, because it takes about 20 minutes for these buses to warm up and then they go. So most of the buses here, out of 95, they're gone. But let's take a look at the video from earlier today. As you can see, some of the activity that was going on in this yard near 91st Street on the city's northwest side. We understand from people here at Durham School Services that there is somebody who comes in early, on call on these very cold days, turns on every single bus, turns them on and warms them up. In terms of snow, we just learned actually that these school buses can maneuver in up to 12 inches of snow. They have very thick tires, rear wheel drive on all of the buses, and they have snow tires in the back. Very deep treads that make them go through and enable them to drive well. The drivers go through training And of course, they have the experience of being drivers in Wisconsin that enables them to drive your kids safely to school. And that is what goes on here in these days of extreme weather in the winter. We're live here in the city's northwest side. Jonah Kaplan, today's TMJ4.
All right, Jonah, thank you so much. At 6:35, local schools are keeping a close eye on the weather. Administrators we talked to say they consider canceling classes if the sustained wind chill is 35 below.
The entire region is committed to working together closely around student safety. Obviously, no one wants to put a child in a compromising situation.
Find the latest school closures and other weather resources at tmj4.com. You can also download our free weather app for your smartphone or tablet. More local news now. A Milwaukee man now faces charges for a deadly crash on I-94.
We were first talking about this yesterday on Live at Daybreak. We have now learned that a pickup truck was stalled on the freeway and was then hit by a semi. Deputies report Demetrius Crawford was driving with a suspended license. Crawford's passenger is the one who was killed in the crash.
Garbage is piling up in some Milwaukee neighborhoods. About 20% of the city's residents have not had a trash collection in 2 weeks. City leaders report crews are backed up from the holidays and now from plowing and salting streets. Remember, you are supposed to clear the snow from your garbage can or dumpster, or crews may not pick it up. 6:36 and up next on Live at Daybreak on today's TMJ4.
Gas prices continue to drop around the country. Up next, we're going to tell you why experts predict those prices will start to climb back up soon.
Also shifting the search for that missing AirAsia plane. What has forced crews to expand the area as they continue to look for victims?
Good morning, everyone. About an inch of snow overnight, creating problems across the area. Look downtown Port Washington, you see that the roads are still snow covered. However, since we've been on since 4:30 this morning, I've noticed that there is a little bit of melting going on just from the little bit of traffic moving through downtown Port. So that's why you're starting to see the interstate system get in better shape throughout the morning as well. But still, there are some patchy slick spots out there. But watch out for these main streets, your side streets. At Capitol Drive this morning, driving in was snow covered as well. It's not that the crews aren't doing their job. They're out there in full force. It's just that the temperatures are so cold. The salt is not working very well until we get these increased volumes of traffic to help create some heat on the roadways. The wind chill right now is 15 below in West Bend, 13 below in Milwaukee, almost at 20 below in Sheboygan. No advisories this morning. Those kick in, however, later tonight as the winds pick up and the temperatures drop. Next 24 hours in Milwaukee, your high today of 14 and sunny and windy, 4 below tomorrow morning, and wind chills approaching 30 below. And for tomorrow afternoon, a high of 2. That'll be comfortable. Back to you.
Did you say a high of 2?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
More news now. Search crews are expanding the area where they are looking for the wreckage of that AirAsia plane.
Authorities report strong currents keep shifting the debris. It's making it difficult for dive teams to reach. So far, only 37 bodies have been recovered. More than 100 remain missing. Also, the plane's black boxes are still among the wreckage.
Jury selection continues today in the trial of the Boston Marathon bombing suspect. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is accused of helping plan and carry out the deadly attack. More than 1,000 people will be called for jury selection over the next few days. If convicted, Tsarnaev could face the death penalty. The man who sparked a nearly 2-month manhunt in Pennsylvania will stand trial. Eric Freen is accused of shooting 2 Pennsylvania state troopers, killing one of them. Freen, a known survivalist, then went on the run for 7 weeks. Police found him hiding out in an abandoned airport hangar.
Up for your money this morning, gas prices continue to drop around the country, hitting 6-year lows. Gas station in Indiana is now selling gas for $1.52 a gallon. Here in Milwaukee, the average price for regular unleaded is $2.04. You can definitely do better than that if you look around. Experts say prices could start going up soon again, though, because oil prices tend to rise in January. Well, still ahead here on Live at Daybreak this morning.
Governor Scott Walker kicking off his 2nd term. We're going to tell you why some observers believe his speech was another hint at a run for the White House.
Plus, torn over this weekend's playoff game, why some folks in one Wisconsin town say they're having a little trouble deciding whether to root for the Packers or Cowboys.
And we have another check of the semi-crash in Kenosha County. This is a live picture coming to us from 94 northbound at around Highway 50. The interstate right there is closed. You're being diverted off the interstate because of this jackknife semi. We have an update on when and how much longer this cleanup will take when we come back.
Quarter to 7 here on today's TMJ4. Start with a look from school bus yard, north side of Milwaukee, and it's largely empty. They got the buses out. Doesn't appear to be a whole lot of problems. You know, they go out there, they start them early, just like you do with your car. So they were warmed up and ready to go this morning. School buses are off.
And welcome back. More local news now. It is back to work for Governor Walker today as he begins his second term.
During his inaugural address, the governor made no direct mention of a possible presidential run. He instead stuck with the theme of empowering people rather than government.
Since I last stood at this podium, our state has become more free and prosperous. We took the power away from the big government special interest and returned it to you, the hardworking taxpayers.
Governor Walker has promised to lower taxes and merge state agencies. His other big goal, he says, is expanding education choices for parents. The governor is now preparing to deliver his State of the State address, which will come up later this month.
Packers Extra now. Aaron Rodgers still on the road to recovery from his injured calf.
But as Lance Allen reports, there are some positive signs ahead of Sunday's big game against the Cowboys.
The update on Aaron Rodgers slightly better today. During the Mike McCarthy show, the head coach saying Rodgers did the entire walkthrough practice on Monday. That is a positive sign. Meanwhile, Jordy Nelson says timing will not be an issue no matter how much Rodgers practices.
Because we've been together for 7 years and I have a lot of time into it. He didn't practice much last week and there wasn't an issue. And I mean, we'll still be in meeting rooms together. A lot of it's mental anyway right now. And like I said, we've had plenty of reps, a lot of time together, and we'll be able to go out and play.
Aaron Rodgers is progressing. Had a hip in his hop today. We'll have evaluation Wednesday morning by Dr. McKenzie, and then we'll set a plan for the week.
But there is one concern from Mike McCarthy. He says that quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers set the tempo during practice during the week, something that they will have to do at some point. At Lambeau Field, Lance Allen, today's TMJ4.
All right, Lancey, thanks very much. The Packers-Cowboy matchup this weekend is leaving one Wisconsin town a bit torn as to who to root for. Dallas quarterback Tony Romo is from Burlington. Some football fans aren't sure if they should root for him because, of course, the Packers have not faced the Cowboys during a playoff game at Lambeau since the Ice Bowl in 1967. Kickoff for Sunday's game is at 12:05.
Won't be Ice Bowl conditions, but it's going to be real cold, Brian.
Chilly, especially, before the game. Temperatures will be right around 0, so tailgaters will be dealing with that. But it's nice to have the Cowboys in our home for one. I mean, how many playoff games did we play there in a row in the 90s?
Lots.
Like
How many did we win?
Place.
0. It was rough. So it was nice to have them here for once. It's going to be a nice wintry day. How about it at Lambeau on Sunday with a high of around 14 and a few flurries. The snow that we had overnight has moved out of the area and picked up about an inch here locally, maybe about 1.5 inches to 2 inches down towards Kenosha. Not the amount of snow, it's just that it fell overnight. The temperatures are cold and the Salt having a difficult time. As you notice behind me right now, the sky is clear, and that is going to be very helpful this afternoon as well. Even though it's going to be chilly, we are going to be seeing temperatures, or that sun at least, helping to melt some of that snow. Downtown West Bend at this hour, you notice the side streets are snow covered and slushy. That is pretty much the forecast all around the area. It's 0 right now. Westerly wind is at 8. The wind chill there about 15 below. So slick roads this morning. Windy and Arctic. Not windy right now, but wait till later this afternoon, especially this evening and overnight tonight, and then for the rest of the week. Very windy and very cold wind chills. More snow on the way, and really no pick day of the week unless you want to say today is, with a temperature of around 14 and some sunshine. The snowfall for Thursday, about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Not a lot, but it could create more travel headaches Friday morning as temperatures are going to be very cold once again, and that salt and snow combination not going to be reacting very well. 13 below is the wind chill here in Milwaukee, but meanwhile it's about 20 degrees colder than that up in Rhinelander at 33 below. Better than yesterday's 45 below wind chill. Still cold, though. Around the area, 10 below in Fond du Lac, 19 below in Sheboygan, 20 below in Burlington, and 16 below in Kenosha. Temperatures today will be in the teens, 14 to be exact, for Waukesha and Pewaukee and Heartland, also Muskego and right here in Milwaukee, 15 in Oak Creek, 15 in Pleasant Prairie, 16 in Whitewater, and 14 degrees, very common for Fond du Lac counties, also Washington and Dodge. Westerly winds at 10 to 20, keeping wind chills 5 to 10 below zero. Look what happens tonight. These are actual temperatures, 4 below in Milwaukee, 6 below Beaver Dam, and the wind kicking up 15 to 30. There'll be blowing snow and wind chills of 20 to 30 below. Because of that, we are seeing a wind chill advisory from midnight tonight till noon tomorrow for those very cold and dangerous wind chills. So bundle those kids up once again. There may be some delays tomorrow morning. No cancellations though. They usually say cancellations if that wind chill sustained at around 30 to 35 below. It'll moderate a little bit during the afternoon. 2 degrees for tomorrow with blowing snow and wind chills below zero all day. About an inch of snow on Thursday. Look at 8 below Thursday morning. 6 for a high on Friday and very windy, and 6 below on Saturday morning with some sunshine flurries on Sunday and 20. Here's your traffic this morning. A lot going on. We did have a car accident on 894. Now we're looking at the airport spur. There was an accident there as well. It seems to have just cleared up. I-94 at Highway 119. That is moving very slowly, though, as they're just fixed that area up, or they fixed that accident up. Around the area, you're seeing a lot of yellow and even some reds now. The Hail to the Zoo, very slow going. There's a disabled vehicle at 894 northbound, broken down vehicle at Cleveland Avenue, and also very slow going thanks to an accident on 43 894 westbound at Loomis Road. Traffic times are obviously much higher than normal.
All right, Brian, thanks very much. 6:51 here on today's TMJ4. We got more on that crash in Kenosha coming up. We'll have a live report.
Also ahead, the fight continues over Milwaukee's streetcar project. We're going to tell you about the new campaign that could have people knocking on your door.
Let's take a look at tonight's primetime lineup. 6:30, we have the Mike McCarthy Show. Coach's guest tonight, Corey Lindsley. He's going to have a lot of positives to talk about. That is followed by Parks and Recreation at 7, Marry Me, and at 8, About a Boy at 8:30, then at Chicago Fire at 9, then more local news on Live at 10.
And welcome back, everyone. There are new developments in Milwaukee's streetcar saga.
Alderman Bob Donovan and Joe Davis, now they're both running for mayor against each other, but they're teaming up in this effort. They would like to limit the funding for a project with a new ordinance. The aldermen oppose the streetcar plan, but don't believe they have enough votes to stop it at the Common Council. The proposed ordinance would require voters to approve spending more than $20 million on rail projects in the city. A rally is planned tonight from 5 to 7 at Serb Hall. Organizers will be training people to collect signatures for this petition drive. The full Common Council is scheduled to take up the streetcar proposal in a couple of weeks.
We are staying on top of breaking news out of Kenosha County this morning. A semi-crash causing big delays for the morning commute.
Now, Bridget Shanahan is live with another check on the backup there. Bridget?
I got a good vantage point from up above, and now that the sun's coming up, you can see it even better. Now take a look at I-94 of the semi here. They're still trying to get this off the roadway. Look at that plow truck going by right now. I can only imagine that these frigid temperatures are making it extra difficult to get that semi out of here. Now, it looks like traffic is actually squeezing by behind that semi, but that's not the case. That's the off-ramp. Cars and trucks being diverted onto Highway 50 and then back onto I-94 northbound. Again, we're in Kenosha County at about Pleasant Prairie. Again, the Highway 50 exit here. So avoid this area if you can. We just got an email not long ago from DOT. They're saying this could take another hour and a half or so to clean up. This happened at 1:30 in the morning. The backup goes for miles down I-94. Live in Kenosha County, Bridget Shanahan, today's TMJ4.
All right, Bridget, thanks very much. And really, that's just the most serious, but we've had so many accidents and disabled vehicles pop up this morning.
We've had a lot of spin outs. I mean, those we've been talking about it all morning. The roads are snow covered, especially those side streets on and off ramps as well. So watch out for that. This is another vantage point where Bridget is looking southbound now as that traffic is heading northbound to your face there. They're still getting off the road there at Highway 50. That is a mess this morning. Very slow going. Let's take a look what else is going on around the system. A lot of yellows and even some reds as everyone is slowing down, but we've had some disabled vehicles and some accidents. As you can see on 894, Hail to the Zoo is slow going. Also going to the Mitchell interchange. There's a couple accidents there and another accident on 4394 at Beecher Street. So there are numerous accidents out there. Just slow down and allow yourself some extra time. The reason why there's so many slippery spots, the temperature right now is 1. It's 4 below inland. And Cecilia, she's frowning at me because well, she wants to go outside and play.
Right, she can't even go out in this. Right? Indoor recess again.
Indoor recess once again. High today of around 14.
All right, Brian, thank you. Thanks for joining us.
We're back with another check on the Storm Team forecast and your time saver traffic in about 25 minutes.